Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome back to my channel. I haven't recorded a video in the past month because I've been solely working on my social media marketing agency. I have gone through some trials and tribulations, but in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I've managed to somehow double my business, double my client base, double my revenue. And I am now looking at potentially hiring my first full-time staff member next month, which is very exciting. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can do the same, give you a little bit of a life update, how I've managed to achieve these results so quickly. The first thing I'm actually going to talk about is what was holding me back. Why have I managed to double a business which I have run for the past 3-4 years, suddenly doubled in 20 days or so? And so when you look at it from this perspective, I have to narrow it down to the fact that once I hit a 10K a month mark, which I have been floating around, I've had months where I've done 20K plus, I've had months where I've done less than 10K. But why does it always seem to revert back to that 10K glass ceiling for some reason? And the truth of the matter is, it's just about that is a level where I'm comfortable. I can live in my own apartment. I can have my own car. I have financial freedom. I can go on holidays. I don't need to have my own boss. But what I found is I reached a certain amount of clients and I could live comfortably and just manage them at a good work-life balance. I can go and spend half the day in the gym if I want to. I can spend multiple days just doing whatever I want without any repercussions at all, which is a very nice place to be in. But the caveat to being in a position like that is you lose your survival instinct, you lose your drive. And what that means is you stop working anywhere near as hard as you once did. There's a video that I saw, which I just love, and it's of this man who says, just make a plan, set up a schedule and stick to it. And for 2026, that's what I wanted to do. I knew that businesses would definitely be looking to start up advertising and start to explore new advertising outlets and explore different things like that. So I knew that if I could approach this with an angle of, if you are a business and 2026 is the year that you're looking to scale and stop relying on word of mouth, then come and work with us. We will blow up your business. I did that, and I was hitting back-to-back sales calls all day. Like, when I tell you my calendar has been completely booked up from about 9 a.m. in the morning to 5-6 p.m. at night with back-to-back sales calls, to the point where I had to block out certain days to actually set up these clients because I was being bombarded with so many sales calls that I couldn't even keep up with the amount of clients I was signing. But it is very hard when you work for yourself because you don't have anyone micro-analyzing you and realizing where the problems lie within your life. It's not just a business issue, it's an issue about you have to look carefully at your routines and what's holding you back. For me, that was just being too comfortable with the lifestyle I had and knowing that I didn't have to do too much to maintain that lifestyle. But the sudden switch, I would say, has come from wanting more. And I have devoted 2026 to building out a team, getting the revenue 10 times more the level it was at the start of the year. I would love to be at between 50 to 60K in revenue by the end of the year. The only way I'm going to do that is by starting out doing back-to-back sales until I have too many clients, then setting periods in the week for setting those clients up, getting to a point which I'm at now at the end of the month where I can now have 5-10K extra revenue, where I can now spend £3,000-4,000 a month, or dollars, depending on where you're at, on hiring a really good local marketer rather than having to outsource overseas for a lower quality service, issues with communication, not really wanting your marketer to directly communicate with your clients, and a perceived lower value service because your clients can see that you're outsourcing overseas. So I think the direction that I'm looking to go in with my agency is I'm going to carry on doing what I'm doing probably until mid-Feb. I'm then going to get an in-house marketer to come and sit with me. I'm going to train them up. I'm going to make sure that they are immaculate at what they do. Within a few months, I'll be in a position where I can just focus on sales and sales only and overviewing the marketing, but not physically having to do it myself. This is going to have such a crazy effect on the growth of the agency because I don't have to fatigue my brain on processing all of this data coming in from sales, project management, marketing. I can just focus on sales at that point. From which point I'm guessing I'll probably be at about 30 to 40K revenue. When it's just me and one other staff member, the margins will be really healthy looking at this point, where I could get a trainee marketer at this point. My OG marketer will be a marketing manager, and I could potentially even look at outsourcing the sales process. This for me is probably the cap where I would be happy with my agency at the end of the year, and I would probably reevaluate what I would like to do from that point. But all you really have to do is model exactly what I'm doing. That's the path from A to Z, really. From taking your agency from maybe just you're a glorified freelancer where you're making a couple thousand a month to having a fully built out team and having every process done for you by a team member, and it's growing by itself at that point. I will say some massive takeaways is your sales process has to be absolutely dialed in. This is something which I have been working on for the past couple years. So it's not just something that you can just start this up today and within 6 months have a 60K a month agency. Of course, this is something that you can do, but usually you're going to need a mentor or a coach to show you the groundwork, or you can just not pay someone and spend years and years to learn it yourself, which is what I did, which is fine. But this would definitely not be possible if I didn't have a dialed in sales process and also an automated system to find new clients who are going to book calls with me back to back for me to pitch them. That is the fuel of this entire business model. And if you're relying on cold outreach, like sending emails, DMs, you're just looking like someone begging for work, and your conversion rate on that is going to be very low. You're going to get demotivated, you're going to get fatigued, and you're just not going to be able to focus on other systems in your business. This is just my personal opinion. You need to run paid ads to acquire clients for your business. I've absolutely dialed this in, which is why I now have back-to-back sales calls, and I can up my ad spend and have a fully booked out week. Or if I need to focus more on client service fulfillment, I can just lower my ad spend and just have a couple calls a week while I'm catching up with myself. Anyway, that's my plan, and I hope you found it very insightful. Literally just remodel my plan to achieve the same success. If you want any further help, you can give me a message on Instagram. I will leave my handle in the description. And have a great year, guys. I'm very excited to see what happens. We'll catch up soon.